Mouin Rabbani is the co-editor of Jadaliyya and a non-resident fellow at the Center for Conflict and Humanitarian Studies. He joins me now live from Montreal. Great to have you here with us on TRT World. It's mind-boggling, isn't it? Today's meeting at the White House was primarily focused on post-war Gaza. Now, these folks have not even ended the war in Gaza, yet they're discussing what's going to happen after the war ends.
Yes, as your correspondent in Washington noted, this meeting wasn't even officially acknowledged. We have no details about what was discussed and what conclusions were reached. Having said that, it does appear that the Trump administration has now finally fully fallen in with the footsteps of its predecessor, the Biden administration, and lined up unconditionally behind Israel. And it appears that at this point, the United States is fully behind the Israeli plan to physically seize Gaza City and then Deir al-Balah in the center of the Gaza Strip. And Israel will then basically be able to dictate so-called post-war arrangements. And another reason I'm saying that is because, as your report noted, there was also another meeting today at the Security Council where 14 of the 15 members spoke out very strongly about the need to address the growing famine in the Gaza Strip, which has already claimed several hundred lives and is claiming more at a higher rate by the day. And the United States, threw its full weight behind preserving Israeli impunity. I mean, the real issues, of course, are genocide and famine in the Gaza Strip, annexation in the West Bank. And to talk now about post-war plans is a bit like fiddling while Rome burns.
Now, Mouin, if I may, see, here's the thing. The post-war arrangement that Donald Trump touts is only going to happen if there are no Palestinians living there. So, in order for him to materialize his Gaza Riviera plan, he has to expel Palestinians. Now, the problem is, of course, Gaza is part of Palestine. It belongs to Palestinians, right? But on the other hand, there's no country, for example, let's talk about Egypt or neighboring countries in the region. No one is willing to take them. And Palestinians are not opting for voluntary expulsion from their own land. So how is Donald Trump going to materialize this whole process?
Well, it's a very good question because, as you noted, the surrounding Arab states see any participation in the ethnic cleansing of the Gaza Strip as a national security threat, as a danger to their own regime stability and legitimacy, and they're absolutely dead set against cooperating with this, although they do seem fine with Israel slaughtering Palestinians in the Gaza Strip as long as they remain on that side of the border. So, yes, do the Americans and Israelis really believe they can strong-arm the surrounding Arab states into participating in the scheme? I doubt it's going to work. But there's a more fundamental question, which is the growing doubts among the senior leadership of the Israeli military that they can succeed in establishing full control over the entirety of the Gaza Strip. And so what you really have here is a recipe for indefinite conflict, indefinite insurgency. And that may be something that suits Israel quite well. Although there is, of course, the added complication of growing demands from Israeli public opinion for an agreement with the Palestinians, not particularly to end the genocide and famine, but because the Israeli public understands that you either continue with the genocide or you have an agreement through which Israel would be able to retrieve its remaining captives in the Gaza Strip.
Mouin Rabbani, thanks very much for joining me here on TRT World. I really appreciate your taking out the time.
Thank you.